Welcome aboard the luxurious Orient Express. This is your conductor speaking, and we are thrilled to have you join us for tonight's thrilling journey through Agatha Christie's classic, Murder on the Orient Express. Before we set off, I have a few important announcements to ensure a smooth ride for everyone. Please take a moment to silence or turn off your mobile devices, as we wouldn't want any interruptions on our voyage. You may think you put it on silent, but turn it all the way off for the enjoyment of all our passengers. We kindly ask that you remain in your seats during the performance. If you need to move out, please wait for a scene change or the intermission, as we wouldn't want to disrupt the mystery unfolding before us. And if you find yourself in need of a cough drop or throat lozenge, now is a perfect time to unwrap it. Thank you for your cooperation. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the journey as we uncover the secrets aboard the Orient Express. All aboard!
Just listen to your mother. But who's tucking you in?
The wolf?
No.
The bear?
No.
My nanny?
Yay! Now off we go.
Doctor! You're trained!
Daisy Armstrong! Now, straight into bed and no more nonsense.
Alright.
Now, close your eyes. Night, night.
Listen, Monsieur, I have a beautiful table that I'm sure you will enjoy. Is it Monsieur's first time here in Istanbul?
That is correct. How did you know?
Oh, I have my ways, Monsieur. My little observations. In the business, one needs to be a detective, like that famous Poirot fellow that comes from France.
Oh, I believe he is Belgian.
No, from France. I know him personally.
Ah!
Your your table, monsieur.
Merci.
Very late you are.
James at last. Where have you been?
Oh, I'm not late, am I?
Of course you are. You're always late. And I was terrified of missing the train. It ruined everything.
Oh, I was just exploring a bit. I've never been to Istanbul before and I quite enjoy all this Easter nonsense.
Well, I don't. I just want to leave right now. Get to town.
I wish to hell you were out of all this. You deserve better, you know?
Shh. Not now. No one should see us like this. Besides, I think we're being observed by that funny little man over there.
What, him? He's just some damned foreigner who probably doesn't even speak English.
Shall we order? I'm starving.
Oh, we're not here. I found a cute little place around the corner where I'm sure the food is 10 times better.
But we can't be late for the train. We can't miss it.
Won't miss it, I promise. Now stop fussing and come on, let's hurry.
Yoo-hoo! Excuse me, waiter. You did a very nice job, and so I'm leaving you something extra because of it. Excuse me, young man, are you American?
Yes, I am.
I thought so. I can see from your passport. Us Americans have to stick together, you know, especially in a place like this. Huh. I can't even pronounce half the things on the menu. And what's falafel? I keep seeing them on the street, and it looks like you can play hockey with them.
I believe they're made of fried chickpeas.
Ah, there you go. Huh. Who knew? Some people will fry anything nowadays. By the way, I don't mean to snoop, but I see your train ticket sitting there on the table. And I can't help but wonder, do you know if they're providing a bus to the station?
I don't think so. I believe they have a private car.
Well, don't you worry. I'll ask and find out. As the Bible says, if Moses doesn't know the answer, ask the concierge. Now, I think I better go. I think I'm annoying that odd little man with the silly mustache. And I don't think it's rude.
I hope the food in this humble establishment is up to your usual standards.
Oh, what is this? Oh, mon Dieu, it is my friend Monsieur.
Friend,
But what are you doing
what
here?
am I doing here? As this is my city, I live here.
Oh, of course, I'm a fool.
I run Wagonmeet, the greatest train company in the entire world. And the central office is in this hotel. Garçon, this meal is on me. Please charge my office.
Oh, no.
Ah, oui, to give me pleasure, you are my guest here. So tell me, what are you doing here? You are solving a crime, eh?
No, I did that last week in Syria. It was a bad affair. An army officer, a missing check, a beautiful woman. Ha! It did not end well. The man was guilty, that I was certain. But perhaps because I pressed the man too hard to admit his own guilt. It was unfortunate in the extreme. And yet, I believe I did nothing wrong.
Oh, of course you did nothing wrong. If you break the law, you must pay the price. That is what you have to do.
It is what I live by.
Now tell me, you are staying here at the hotel?
I was hoping, I was going to pay as a tourist. But at the front desk. There was a telegram from Scotland Yard begging me to return at once. So, I have asked the concierge to get me a ticket for tonight on your famous Orient Express.
Oh, there will be no problem. And the best news is, I will be joining you. For I go to Lausanne tonight on business.
Oh, say that you speak.
Pardon, monsieur. The concierge told me to tell you that there are no more first-class tickets for the express tonight. It is sold out.
Oh,
Attend. It is my train, and it is never sold out at this time of year. That is ridiculous.
There must be a party or a convention, perhaps.
Well, you tell the concierge to find a berth for Monsieur Poirot. He is my personal friend.
But, monsieur, I
So
cannot...
number 7 is always available. It is something reserved. Now! Go take him!
Right away, monsieur.
Merci.
Oh, it is nothing, a gesture. Now, do you see this menu? Throw it away! Tonight, we shall sit on the train together, just like old times, and we will dine like kings.
The food on the train, it is,
Monsieur Poirot, you stabbed me in the heart. I am writhing on the floor at your feet. It is not a mere train that will carry you tonight. No. It is a legend. It runs like no other vehicle on earth. The fittings are from Paris, the panelings from Venice, the plates are from Rome, and the taps from New York. The best food, the best beds, the best pillows, the best feathers inside the pillows. It is poetry on wheels, and Lord Byron himself cannot write it better. Monsieur, prepare yourself. In 1 hour, I will meet you on the platform of the Orient Express.
Messieurs et madame, le Orient Express partira dans 20 minutes du quai numéro 10. Veuillez faire attention aux marches. Soyez prudents et bon voyage. Ladies and gentlemen, the Orient Express will depart from platform 10 in 20 minutes. Please watch your step and have a safe trip.
Greta, will you please put those suitcases down? You are driving me mad.
No, princess. Do not have concern. They are not so heavy as they look. I am sure.
Are extremely heavy.
Princess Dragomirov.
How lovely to see you.
Oh, please let me help, madame. It is mademoiselle. I am not married except to God Almighty who lives in heaven.
Oh, Greta, please, not now. This is Greta Olsen.
I am a missionary. I work in Africa with little babies.
I have agreed to pay her way if she will assist me as I travel to Paris.
But your usual companion, Miss Schmidt.
Oh, she is very sick.
The doctors are calling it a cardiac event, but she is German, so it is very unlikely to slow her down.
I will pray for Miss Schmidt, and God will protect her.
Greta, please, that is enough. Just get on the train.
You are in compartment 11, Princess, as usual. And Miss Olsen, you will be sharing compartment 4 with the Miss Mary Debenham.
I'm Miss Debenham.
Mademoiselle, you'll be sharing with Miss Olsen here.
I will do my very best when not disturbing you.
Oh, I'm sure we'll get along just fine.
Hector! Here, sir. I'm right here.
Is the luggage on board?
Yes, sir. It is. And I checked this morning for any mail that might have come in overnight, and this came in. Apparently, it's another one of those notes you've been getting.
God damn it.
I know. It's awful. I mean, you saw it. Prepare to die.
Keep your voice down.
You should call the police.
None of their business.
But these are dangerous. And it's the third one you've gotten in a week. It's a good thing you've got a gun.
Won't you keep your voice down?
Excuse me, could you please
Number 7, monsieur. I believe there must be some mistake.
Let us hope not. I must get to London by Sansa Week. My name is Hercule Poirot.
Monsieur Hercule Poirot, the detective.
Well, what do you know? Hercule Poirot. I've heard of you. You're famous.
Merci, monsieur.
Name's Ratchet, same Ratchet, import, export. And I have some business for you.
I'm afraid I am on vacation, monsieur.
Oh, you'll change your mind when you hear the price.
Monsieur Ratchet, you are in compartment 2.
I know where I'm going, thank you. We'll discuss it inside.
All aboard!
Monsieur Poirot, alors you have been me to the gate. You have met Michel? He is from Paris, and he is the best conductor in the company.
Merci, monsieur, but your friend here says that he has the number 7. I'm afraid it is taken. Indeed, the entire first-class coaching is full.
That is incredible.
I know, monsieur. All the world would like to travel tonight.
You will put him on the number 1, please. It is my personal compartment. I'll find something in one of the other carriages.
Oh, I cannot take your bed, mon ami.
I insist it is done. Michelle, you will make the arrangements? Now tell me, have all the passengers checked with you yet?
Not yet. We are still waiting for a Mrs. Hubbard and the Count and Countess Andreni.
I hear that the Countess is one of the finest beauties of all of Europe. She is Hungarian, I believe. A commoner who became a doctor. And when she married the Count, she became royalty.
I see her coming.
Countess Elena Andreni. Welcome. I am Monsieur Book of the Orient Express.
I'm delighted to see you.
Your reputation precedes you, madame. May I introduce my friend, Monsieur Hercule Poirot.
The famous detective? That is being wonderful. I have read about you in the papers, Monsieur, and I admire you greatly.
Mademoiselle Latrice.
Est-ce si gâcheux?
Très grosse.
Je speak Hungarian beautifully.
Not as well as you. Speak English.
May I help you with your bag, madame?
No, it is not it.
And will your husband, the Count, be coming?
Alas, he cannot join me this trip. But since I am visiting my mother, it works out nicely. He does not like her. Monsieur Poirot, I look forward to hearing your wonderful adventures.
And I look forward to telling you all about some
Compartment 12. Countess.
I think you are in love, my friend.
I will not deny this possibility.
Oh.
Is this that Orient Express I keep hearing about? Huh. Doesn't look that impressive, at least not from here.
You are Mrs. Hubbard?
Mrs. Helen Caroline Peabody Wilson Van Pet Hubbard, if you please, from the beautiful Garden State of Minnesota. Mr. Peabody, my first husband, was a very good soul, but a poor man had no talent for longevity. And I shouldn't say poor, because he did very nicely for himself, thank you very much. My second husband was a Mr. Wilson, whom I loved rather dearly, but he loved a lot of women. So I traded him up and got a Van Pelt, but I caught him in bed with the redhead at the Waldorf who did his nails. Then, at last, I found my Mr. Hubbard. Oh, and I call him my little white knight from saving me from a life of bridge games, barley cocktails at the Minneapolis Country Club.
And will Mr. Hubbard be joining you?
No, Mr. Hubbard is not joining me. Mr. Hubbard and I traveled together once, and he said it raised his blood pressure. And I don't know why. So now I do it for the both of us. Do you like to travel?
I travel every day.
Well, then you and I should exchange notes sometime.
Compartment 3.
Is that yours or mine?
Yours, madame?
Well, I hope it's comfy.
I have never had a complaint.
I'm sure you haven't.
She is quite the character.
They are all characters. If I was Balzac, I would write a novel about all of them.
And just think, 3 days these complete strangers are got together in the closest of quarters, eating, sleeping, under a single roof.
And at the end they part, never to see each other again.
Unless,
Oh, unless what?
unless there is an accident or something unfortunate occurs.
Monsieur Poirot, why would you say such a thing?
I am sorry, forgive me. It is my business. I sense that there is a tension among these passengers of yours, and one of them does not fit in with the others. It makes me frightened.
Monsieur, no more business, please. You must now succumb to nothing but pleasure. And prepare yourself to step aboard and see pride of the company wagonette for the most memorable journey of your entire life.
Ain't this the beast and knees? Maybe I'll just move in for good.
Right this way, and watch your step.
Holy cow! Is it snowing out there?
We get a lot of it this time of year, I'm afraid. Last year we got stuck in the snow for 7 days.
7 days.
We-
Well, was there any liquor on board?
There is always plenty.
Well, now I can breathe again. Don't get me wrong, I also eat solid food as long as it's cooked in bourbon, as they say in the movies. Lead on, Macduff.
Greta, you must keep up. Keep up, we have to get settled in before the train starts moving.
I must confess to you, Princess, I am not liking our trains. Since I am a little girl, they're feeling very tight to me, like clothing that is made wrong size and is squeezing my bosom. May God forgive me.
Oh, don't be silly. Trains are wonderful.
I am also not liking the people. Enter clickety-clackety. But we will be sitting next to each other, yeah? Oh, that part is good. In Africa once, I am on that train. Oh, and there is noise, and animals and crying, and I look up from my book, and then sitting next to me, right on this seat, is a very old goat. Is true? Old goat. He's like my companion. And this trip that we are taking together right now, I think will not be so different, yeah?
Oh, slow up now. I'd like to discuss that proposition I mentioned earlier.
I am afraid now is not a good time.
Oh, sure it is. Sit down. I'll be quick, I promise.
I am afraid.
I said, sit down.
Yeah. Leon. Proceed.
Now, I'd like you to take on a job for me.
I take on very few cases, monsieur.
Oh, you'll take this one on? I guarantee it.
And why is that?
Because I'm talking big money here, Mr. Perot. You see, I have an enemy.
I would guess you have several enemies.
Now, what is that supposed to mean?
You are successful, n'est-ce pas? Successful people have many enemies.
Right. That's it exactly. You see, I've been getting some threatening letters lately. Yeah, I wanted an extra pair of eyes to do some snooping around. That's what you do, right? Snooping? Of course, I can take care of myself, but I'll pay you $5,000. How's that sound?
No.
All right. 10 for a few days' work.
I am not for sale, monsieur. I have been very lucky in my profession, and I now only take on such cases as interest me. And thank you. You do not interest me.
You want me to grovel? Is that it?
I want nothing, monsieur, except to leave.
Oh, pardon me, sorry.
Hey, you're that Countess, aren't you?
That is correct.
Well, from what I hear, you were calm to start with, just like the rest of us.
That is also correct.
Does that mean you'll have a drink with me?
I am married, monsieur. My husband is having business elsewhere. Please excuse me.
Not so fast.
Move out of the way, please.
No need to get all high and mighty about it.
If you do not move this second, I will scream.
Just a minute. Said you're unattached at the moment. And we're on a train. So, who the hell is gonna know what happens in some private room in some two big people?
Stay away from me.
Mr. Ratchet, I've been looking for you. I put your wine next to your bed, and I was wondering if you didn't need anything else tonight, if I could...
Shut up, Hector. Just shut up.
Aha, my friends. I hope that you are settling in all right and enjoying yourselves. It's supposed to be naughty now. Not naughty at all. So the journey begins, and I wish you both good luck. God's sake.
Right away, madame.
And how about some nibbles?
Nipples?
Munchies? Yummies? Things to snack on while I drink my bourbon?
Ah, you mean like crisps, madame?
Yeah, like crisps. Huh, they call them nibbles in the Midwest. Have you ever nibbled on anything, Michelle?
I'd say I've had that pleasure, madame.
Well, you bring me those crisps, and I'll give you a lesson. Over and out. You're not doing so bad, little kid. You're looking younger all the time. Come on here, Alexander's band. Come on here, it's the best band in the land. They play a bugle call like you never heard before. So natural, what you want. That's just the best band. Come on.
Would you keep it down?
Oh, shut up! Who asked you?
It's the middle of the night.
So what is it?
Would you tell that ridiculous woman in there to keep it down? It's time for bed.
Ridiculous woman. I heard that.
Monsieur, if the lady wants to sing a little song...
It's 12 o'clock at night.
Now listen here. You just mind your own business.
Stay out of here. This is my compartment.
If I want to enjoy myself, I'm gonna do it. So just pipe down.
You're insane. You're... Just get out.
What are you? A thug? Are you in the mafia? Michelle, I think he's dangerous. Oh my God. He's got a gun. Michelle, it's a gun.
It is not against the law, madame.
Get out. This instant.
You must be crazy.
I said, get out!
Charleston, Maine, Carolina. Hey, Mr. Houston, hope you don't have any trouble with this one. It would be un-American. Some dance, some better. Oh, Charleston, Charleston, Maine, Carolina.
La la. It is going to be a long night.
She will ruin me. It is all over.
Someone should shoot her and put her out of her misery.
Orient Express to Belgrade Station. Orient Express to Belgrade Station. Emergency call number 867. Alert code blue, this is important. Look, you read me, Belgrade.
We read you, Express. Pray, continue.
We've just left Sofia, and the snow is becoming heavier by the minute. I am getting concerned as we head into the mountains. Please prepare your rescue equipment in case of stoppage. Hello? Hello, Belgrade? Belgrade, do you hear me?
you aren't coming.
What's the matter? I can't know.
I'll tell you what the matter is. I'm frightened, because we shouldn't be doing this.
Well, calm down.
I can't calm down. We have to stop this.
Oh, Mary, that's ridiculous.
No, it isn't. That's the trouble with you military men. You never show any real emotion. It's always stiff upper lip, no matter what's going on.
Mary, we're doing nothing wrong. You have to remember that.
I'm trying. I really am. Yes, I think so.
You know, there was a hill in my home in Scotland. I'd sit there for hours watching the trains go by in the valley below. I knew they were heading to atomic locales. I wanted to climb aboard in the worst way possible.
But you didn't.
No, I suppose I knew that'd break my mother's heart.
You're a very good man.
She was a very good woman.
Do you know what the worst of it is with all this traveling we've been doing? We don't get any privacy. It's just so maddening.
Well, I don't see no other man at the moment, do you?
No, I suppose I don't.
Oh, hello. Am I interrupting something?
Of course you're interrupting. You moron. Blind?
Oh, I'm sorry. I can go get...
Oh my God, the train is stopping.
What is it? What's happening?
The snow, look.
Oh, look, how?
The snowdrift.
It's all blue.
Shall I go take a look?
Now what good will that do?
James, he's right. Go ahead, Mr. McQueen. We'll be here waiting for you.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Oh, why did you go and send them off like that?
Mrs. Hubbard, what is it?
There was a man in my room. He ran off, I'm sure of it.
Which way did he go?
That way. Just this second.
But madame, is that is where I'm coming from and I saw no one.
Well, maybe he ducked into one of the compartments or something. I don't know. I tell you, I was lying there in my bed, dead to the world. And this man going out the door, and he's wearing a uniform.
But where would he come from?
I don't know. He just suddenly appeared.
And he looked like...
I don't know. I could barely see him. One minute, he was there. The next, he was gone. It was like a phantom.
But how is this possible?
How should I know?
Perhaps you were dreaming.
I wasn't dreaming. I know when I'm dreaming, my mouth gets dry. Does my mouth look dry to you?
And your door was locked.
Of course it was locked, but people have keys, don't they? I'll bet you have keys. Don't you own the company?
No, madame, I run the company. And I will look into it.
Well, all right then, but hurry up about it. I don't feel safe.
She is keeping you busy, Miss Hubbard?
You have no idea. She insists that there was a man inside the compartment.
Michelle Boss?
Impossible. He is studying my engineering subject.
But then we are not moving.
You are telling me.
A snowdrift?
We. And we're stuck here until men are sent from Belgrade to take us out.
Oh, no.
I am sorry. I'm so sorry, my friend. But I promise you, we'll be completely comfortable for as long as it takes.
Oh, Book, have you tracked him down yet?
Not yet, madame.
Well, keep trying.
Good night, my friends. I hope you get a good sleep tonight. Because that'll make one of us.
And hurry up about it. What?
Greta, it is I. Slow down.
Good morning, princess.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. My fault. Good morning. Mr. Ratchet. Sir. Sir, are you in there? Hello?
Is something wrong?
He isn't answering. And it's locked.
Monsieur Ratchet, are you alright?
Is that pass key, Papa?
Of course.
Oh, I hope he is not being ill.
Shh. This is a shame.
Hello?
You must force the door.
But it'll break and need repairing.
Quickly, do you not feel the cold air coming in from the room? It is freezing. Quickly.
Oh, I do not like this at all.
Mr. Ratchet!
Oh, dear God. It is awful. It is awful.
Do you see his chest?
It is horrible.
I
I
cannot
cannot
believe it.
Oh, touch nothing. Not this.
It is human life. It is wrong. It is wrong.
Princess, would you please escort Miss Olsen back to her room?
Come along, Greta.
Holy cow.
There has never been such a thing that exists in the history of my company. So you're doing?
I am examining the body. There appear to be 7, no, 8 stab wounds towards the chest. What's your opinion? When did you see him last?
Me? I don't know anything. He was fine. He was fine last night when I put out his wine.
You were his secretary. What do you know about him?
Not very much. He never spoke about himself. Frankly, I think he was hiding something. That's just an impression.
And why was that, do you think?
I think he was fleeing from something in America. And I think he succeeded until a few weeks ago.
And then?
He started getting these threatening letters. They're in my room. Do you want me to go get them?
Yes, go quickly, and please ask the Countess to join me here.
Of course. I'll be right back.
It is incredible for such a thing like this to happen on my train. Oh, it's freezing.
You have observed the window?
Oui, it is open.
And what do you see outside?
Nothing.
Exactly. No marks or footprints in the snow, which means that no one has left or entered through this window.
Then why is it open?
I will assume to mislead the police when they arrive.
The police.
Of course, the police. It is a murder.
The Yugoslavian police department? Oh, no, 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 we do not want them. Oh my God. You must solve the murder. Yes, yes, and then you tell them who did it.
Oh, no. I'm afraid I have interfered too much
Perhaps
already.
my company is at stake.
But Mona, me.
Just think what the Yugoslavian police inquiry would do to my company, huh? People would say, oh no, I cannot ride in the Orient Express. I can be murdered in my bed. And their sales would suffer, and I would lose my clients.
But I am due in London in 3 days' time.
Then solve it in 2. You're a magician. I have seen your work. You listen, you look, you pester, you make yourself a pain in the backside, and then suddenly, poof, it's a case of stuff like that.
The police? They would be angry.
The Yugoslavian police department? They're like the Three Stooges in the movie house. They poke each other in the eyes by accident. They would be thrilled not to have to do any work. If you save them the job, they will put up a statue of you in the center of Zagreb.
I will need a plan of the coach.
Done.
And the tickets and passports of everyone on board.
Done.
Excuse me, but you have asked to see me. Oh dear God.
Forgive me, Countess, but I understand that you were trained as a physician, and I thought that you could help me with the body.
I'm happy to help.
I'm afraid it is not a very pleasant sight.
I have seen blacks, believe me. I volunteered in the war.
Oh, okay. The left side of his face is slightly red. Don't you see?
I do. It has been slapped.
How do you know?
Because I slapped it. I count 8 separate times.
I am in the court. Can you estimate the time of death?
I would say it is between 8 and 10 hours ago, which puts the time between midnight and 2 o'clock. It appears that the killer was wild, in a frenzy of some sort.
Oh, and look at this. Of the 8 stab wounds, 5 are strong, and 3 are mere scratches. Do you see? What I need right now is a pencil.
Oh,
Here. One. Okay, now, let us place a pencil in each wound and press gently.
Is this necessary?
Perhaps they might change hands during the stabbing.
Or is there were 2 assailants, one right-handed and one left-handed?
One strong, one weak.
It is not impossible. But then another question presents itself. Why did Mr. Ratchet not fight back when I was alive? He had a gun under his pillow.
Oh la la.
Oh, may I see it?
How did you find it?
Well, I knew it would be in here somewhere. He showed it to me yesterday.
It is an automatic, and yes, I believe it is loaded. Wait, there is a safety switch. It is not on.
S'il vous plaît, mon ami! Have you never heard of the fatal accident? smells a glass of wine.
It smells of almonds. He was clearly drugged, which is why he did not fight back.
And look at this. What is in his pocket? Voila!
It is a watch. And the face is smashed.
It is stopped at 1:15.
Aha! At last, it is something important, yes? 1:15 is the time of death. And the Countess said between midnight and 2. So there it is. 1:15 is the time of death. It is obvious.
It is not impossible.
What do you mean it's not impossible? What is wrong with it?
I do not yet know what is wrong or what is right, because I am still investigating. Look here. Here is a pipe cleaner. And here is a match. And here's a map of a different shape. There are dozens of clues in this room. And it makes me suspicious.
Look at this on the floor.
It is a lady's handkerchief with the letter H on it.
And yet another clue. And who is H?
That is the question. Well, there is Mrs. Hubbard, and I believe that her first name is Helen.
The princess.
Her name is Natalia Dragonikov. And there is Mary Debenham, and Gerda Olsen, and James Arbuthnot, and Hector McQueen, and I am Constantine. And such a thing like this has never happened in the history of the Wagons. And it will ruin my company. And I want you to solve it immediately!
You are upset.
I am very upset. A man has been murdered on my train. You see, I hope so.
Deep breaths.
Thank you. I will go smoke a cigarette.
That is a good idea.
And oh my gosh, just look at this ashtray. My people are lying down on the job.
No! Stop! Do you not see? There is a piece of paper that has been burned. Perhaps to hide the information it contained. You know what I need right now, Countess? I need a lady's hatchbox. Would you keep what you say?
Of course I will.
Huh. What? In the book? I greatly admire that picture. Do you not see? She do not ask me a single question. I ask for hatbox, she gets me hatbox. I ask for help with the body, she rolls up her sleeves. Suddenly I desire to be what's this? I will be right back. I am getting the spirit now. I used to heat the wax for my mustache.
And why do you need a spirit lamp?
Because this time I am using the science to catch the guilty party. Usually for me it is the psychology, the mind of the killer. But not with these clues.
Why not?
Because I do not trust them. See? Look here. The pen cleaner. Did a man drop it? Or did a woman place it there and say, I will make it look like a man has done it? The same with the handkerchief. Did a woman drop it? Or did a man put it there and say, I will make it look like it has been done by a woman's crime? That is the same with the gun, the window, the matches, the wine. There are too many clues in this room, and I am unhappy. Monsieur, you see what I Wimpy. If I asked you to leave your husband and come away with me to Monte Carlo, what would you say?
I would say, give me 5 minutes. I need the back.
Oh, I will get back to you. In the meantime, what's this? Now, I believe that this is the remains of a note, perhaps a threat that has been learned to conceal the information at Fontaine. Now, I want you to watch very closely, for I believe that some letters will appear, but only briefly as the flame is striking them. So we must regard them while we come. Are you ready? Did you not see?
Remember little Daisy Armstrong?
But what does it mean?
Oh, there was a case in America 3 years ago.
4.
A little girl was murdered. It was all in the papers.
I do not remember.
It was a most horrible case.
Horrible.
In Long Island, New York, a little Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped from her home. The ransom was set at $2,000 and it was paid.
But Daisy was not returned to her parents.
They found her not 3 days later, dead, murdered in the woods, not far from her home. They caught the man who did it, but he had ties to organized crime and got off by changing the evidence. If he would have been found by the public, he would have been hanged, but he caught the slip and disappeared.
But what has this got to do with Ratchet?
I think we can guess this.
Of course.
Mr. McQueen says that Mr. Samuel Ratchet was running from something in America, and he had succeeded until the letters began arriving.
Then you think that
Mr. Samuel Ratchet's real name is Bruno Cassetti, the man who murdered little Daisy Armstrong.
Excuse me, Mr. Perel. I got the letters.
Fun. And so it begins. Look, who needs tickets and passports of everyone on board, and then I would like to see Mr. McQueen, the princess, and Miss Orson together, then Miss Hubbard. Quickly, these before the train runs cold. It is clear that someone on this train has committed this murder, and I will find out who it is. I promise you.
That is all. I do not like having my day disturbed.
Excellent. Then let us begin immediately. Now, I see in your passport that you are Russian.
That is correct. I have been in exile since the Bolshevik dogs took over.
And your first name is
Natalia.
And is this your Russian mother?
Of course not. It has the letter H on it. My initials are ND, Natalia Dragomirov.
And is it yours, mademoiselle?
Oh, no. I could not afford such a beautiful thing as this. It would be a sin.
And may I ask both of you where you were last night between midnight and 2 o'clock?
I could not sleep, so at midnight the Countess Edrani and I read a book together in my room. Out loud. It is the very best way to get to sleep when you are anxious.
And what were you anxious about?
The Bolsheviks.
And what book did you read?
A Tale of Two Cities. It is very comforting.
And you, Miss Wilson, where were you?
I was in my room with Miss Demetha, who's also nice. We talked from 12 o'clock until 2 o'clock, and then we slept. You can ask her.
And have either of you ever been to America?
Yes, many times.
No, I have not been to America. Oh, but I must go someday to raise money for the little babies in Africa.
You are religious?
Yeah, since I was a little girl. When Jesus came to speak with me in my garden, he told me I must work hard to help the little babies in Africa.
And I am sure you have done it beautifully. Now, I have just one more question for the both of you ladies. Are you aware of the man who was killed last month?
Mm-hmm.
And what was his name?
His name was Ratchet. Oh, can I pray for his soul?
No, my dear. His name is Bruno Cassetti, the Countess told me. And what I pray is that the soul is damned and that he burned in hell for all eternity.
Princess.
He murdered a girl named Daisy Armstrong, and her grandmother is my dearest friend. You would know her as the actress Linda Arden.
She was very great.
Not was, Monsieur, she is very great. She is very much alive and remains the greatest actress of the American stage. And when her 5-year-old granddaughter was murdered by that monster Vicente, it took her years to recover. Indeed, she has not yet recovered.
There were 4 who died?
No. 5, Monsieur. 5 people died. This little Daisy and then her mother, who was pregnant, died in childbirth, and the baby died too. And the little girl's father, Colonel Armstrong, could not live with what happened. It ended his life. And their housemaid as well. 5 human souls were extinguished. So please forgive me, Greta, if I take the view that there is no forgiveness in a case such as this, and that Mr. Cassetti should have been flogged to death and remains cut up and thrown into a rubbish heap. Greta, please, Greta.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, Monsieur McQueen, please take a seat.
Of course. Are they all right?
They will be fine, I assure you. Now, can you tell me what exactly were your duties to your employer as secretary?
I wrote his letters and did his errands and things.
And you knew him only as Senor Ratchet?
How else would I know him?
His real name is Bruno Cassetti.
Holy God, are you sure about that?
Then you know about the Armstrong case.
You bet I do. My father was the district attorney for the state of New York when they brought the case against that son of a bitch. I'm sorry, but you don't know what he did to that family. And they were so kind to me.
Can you tell us who was in the Armstrong household?
Mrs. Armstrong had a sister who would come to visit. She went to graduate school, but shortly after the tragedy, she moved to Europe and got married. Mrs. Armstrong's mother would come to visit as well. She was an actress.
Anyone else?
A governess and a baby nurse. And then poor Suzanne. She was a French housemaid from Paris. And my father's office thought she might be implicated. And she was so distraught from the accusation that she
killed herself.
Only it turned out that she was innocent. My father was devastated. he never recovered.
And can you tell me last night where you were between midnight and 2 o'clock?
From 12 to 2, I was on the observation deck with Colonel Orient.
And did you see anyone you did not recognize?
No. I saw Michelle the conductor, the other conductor, Colonel Orient, Miss Debenham.
Wait. The other conductor?
There is a second conductor?
I guess so. I saw him.
And he was in uniform.
Yeah, the same one Michelle wears.
And what did he look like?
I don't know. He had his hat pulled down. He seemed sort of small bone, kind of feminine, you know?
And did you speak with him?
I tried. I said hello, but he just kept walking.
Thank you. You have been very helpful. You may. And please ask Michelle to come see me.
Sure thing. I'll see you later.
I knew we would get a breakthrough. Mrs. Hubbard was telling the truth. I should have listened. The murderer wore a uniform. And the question now is, where did he go?
No, my friend. The question now is whether the second conductor is real or not. He could be an invention of Mosey and Lupin.
But why would he lie? He's not the murderer.
Why not?
Because it was a crime of passion by someone Italian, Hungarian. He's a man with blood in his veins.
I have now looked at all the passports, and there is one that troubles me. There is a grease spot on the signature page right before the Christian name, and I believe it is telling.
Well, who's it, huh?
Knock. Excuse me, but I need to talk to...
If you could please wait your turn.
No, I cannot wait my turn. Because you owe me an apology.
Do?
You thought I was crazy.
Pardon, madame. I do not know to what you are referring to.
To what I am referring is the man in my room last night. You didn't believe me, but guess what? I have a surprise for you. There was a man in my room last night, and I can prove it. He left a button. Look.
It says Orient Express.
It sure as heck does. It's just like the one Michelle wears on his uniform.
You found it?
This morning, bright as you please, next to my big toe after I put these tootsies down on the floor when I woke up.
And you waited until now to tell us?
I just woke up. It's called a vacation. And I just heard about Ratchet's murder, and I figured maybe this button guy did it. Yeah, see? It all adds up. He goes into Ratchet's room, kills him, goes out through my room. I wake up at like 1:15 and see him. Well, not see him exactly. I sort of feel his presence. Do you realize he could have strangled me or shot me in my bed or something?
Samuel Ratchet's real name is Bruno Cassetti. Does this mean anything to you?
No.
And do you know of the Daisy Armstrong kidnapping?
You mean that poor kid who got murdered? It was national news. The whole world knew about it, so what?
Where were you last night between midnight and 2 o'clock?
Oh, great. So now I'm a suspect? You know, you should really read some detective stories and get some tips.
Welcome to my
just told you. I was alone in my bed around 1 o'clock last night. And a few minutes later, some man walks in and scares the living Jesus out of me.
Can I get your signature?
I beg your pardon.
Your signature so I can read your handwriting?
I always thought the French were screwed.
He is from Belgium.
Exactly.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm looking for Miss Stedman.
Oh, she is not here.
Did you try her room?
Of course I have. I've looked everywhere I can think of and she's gone.
What about the securities at the back of the train?
Of course I have. I got Michelle to open them and she wasn't in any of
Well,
it.
she cannot be far, monsieur. It is a very small train.
Oh, you don't understand what I'm saying. Oh, monsieur! There has been a murder on this train and that has certain implications, does it not? We're gonna turn.
What's happened?
Quickly, this way!
Could you tell what came from?
Oh, I don't know.
Colonel, when did you see her ass?
This morning.
This morning?
Yes, sir.
What did you form or something?
Oh,
I think
I
you need to
couldn't
find a
wait
new
long.
occupation.
Larry, all my life was this train destroyed away. I cannot.
So where was she?
Now
You saw her with the single olive house.
Hold on,
Where was
do
she?
you hear my voice? Do you know she came in?
You are sinking! This woman has possibly been shot, and you are sinking!
Well, we've better find her.
Yes, I do think it was a good choice!
She will never recover. So can I please help me find her?
Have you not checked the compartments? Oh, goodness gracious! What is happening? I am trying!
Shot for God's sake.
I need my medical bag. Oh, good. Quick, compartment 12. Can you see that right? Ah!
There is a great deal of blood. I do not like blood.
Nobody likes blood.
Thank you. It is only your arm? Yes. You have not been hurt elsewhere. No. Okay. Do not be alarmed. I am merely cutting the sleeve of your blouse so I can have a better look.
I cannot look.
Now, this may hurt a bit. It is, oh, what do you call it in English? Eel thing?
I am done.
Ow!
Hey, be careful, will you?
I'm all right, Colonel. You are remarkably fortunate, Miss Deverman. 2 inches to the left, and it would have been fatal.
Countess, may I ask Miss Deverman a question?
Are you well enough?
I think so. It is very simple, mademoiselle. Who shot you?
I don't know. I only caught a glimpse of him.
He was what? Tell us.
Well, it makes no sense. He was in a kind of uniform, but I may have imagined it.
Can you explain to us what happened?
I'll try. I woke up this morning feeling disoriented, as though I'd been drugged to something. I had a splitting headache. So I looked through my suitcase for some aspirin. I didn't have any. And I stumbled out of the room and I saw that Mrs. Hubbard's door was ajar. I called to her, but she wasn't there. And then I know I shouldn't have. I went into her room.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's quite all right.
Go on.
My head is splitting open by this time, and I wasn't thinking straight. So I looked for some aspirin in Mrs. Hubbard's makeup bag, and there was this knife, and it was covered with blood.
A knife?
In my bag.
Where is it now?
Well, I left it where it was. I felt so frightened.
Carol, how good it is.
No! Stop! You will not go get it. I will retrieve it when I am ready. Now, Miss Devonham?
Well, let me just say, this does prove there was a man in my room last night. Like I was telling you.
Miss Hubbard!
Sorry.
You talk too much.
I beg your pardon.
Miss Devonham?
Well, I was frightened when I saw the knife, and I must have backed into Mr. Ratson's room, and that's when I saw the body on the bed with all the blood and the wounds, and I screamed. And then I turned and saw the man in the gun, and that's all I remember.
It's all right. Are you sure it was a man?
I think so. I assumed it was, I suppose. I'm not positive.
He must have been hiding in his room behind the door, waiting to escape.
So if I'd come in here first, then when? No more show tunes in the shower.
And that would have been a terrible loss.
Miss Hubbard, can you tell me where you keep your makeup bag?
Gladly. Right behind the door, hanging on the handle. If these compartments were any bigger, I wouldn't have to hang my makeup bag on a door handle like some drama school kid living a Rudolph for Walker living off of a cold doll and holy God!
I cannot look!
I've never seen anything like it before.
I will be examining it for fingerprints. In the meantime, I would like all of you to please leave and touch nothing as you go. When I am done in here, I will be in the dining room, and I would like to see Miss Devonham again.
Oh, now see here.
If she is able. And then the princess, Miss Harrison, and Miss Hubbard.
Me?
Countess, will you please help Miss Devonham back to her room? Of course. Are you strong enough?
I'm much better, thank you.
Now I see no reason to put the stepman through anything stressful at the moment. And I suggest you don't.
I will bear that in mind.
I hope you solve this all quickly, Monsieur. I am not afraid of dying, but I'd rather not speed up the process.
I intend to sue this company on the grounds of sheer anxiety.
Hey, dear madame, you are not the only one who is anxious at the moment.
Greg, come in, please. We have an emergency. We cannot reach Belgrade, and we are 20 miles from the nearest town. We need assistance. We are stranded in the Betsy Pass. We're stuck in the snow. We make this way without any acknowledgement from other stations. No assurance that relief from this disaster is on its way. Please, repeat, Zagreb. We have an emergency. We need your assistance. Zagreb! Zagreb, come in. Hat is open.
no one. I tell you, there is not a single person on this train who should not be here.
Are you sure?
Entirely. This has gone too far. Our lives are in danger.
It is really a magic trick.
It is unbelievable. I told Michelle to go on searching and he may find something.
I do not expect so.
Then where did he go? This man who's dressed like a train conductor.
That is the problem. Every time I find a piece of a puzzle, there is a suspect who has an alibi. I think Colonel Arbuthnot. He could have a grudge against Cassetti from a business dealing. But then Mr. McQueen gives him an alibi from 12 to 2. They are chatting on the observation deck. I think Miss Olsen, she is strange. There is something not right about her. But she swears she and Miss Debenham were up all night chatting 12 to 2, and the same goes for Miss Debenham, as well as the princess and Miss Hubbard. And now Miss Debenham has been shot, and I am out of suspects.
I promised Evelyn that day requested. Now what do you want to do with her?
I merely wish to ask her a few questions. Colonel, you may go.
I beg your pardon.
You are not needed for this.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it, because I'm studying.
Well, I am sorry also, because you are not.
Oh, now just hear you little Frenchman.
He is Belgian.
Oh, I don't care if he's the man in the moon. I'm not leaving her.
It's all right, James. Honestly, I'm sure it won't take long.
She is correct. I need a mere 10 minutes.
Oh, I don't like it, all right? And you can shove that in your meerschaum pipe and smoke it.
That is Sherlock Holmes.
I'll go to hell.
Bon, merci. Please, sit down. There is much pain?
It's rather sore, that's all.
Well, you are very brave. Let us be grateful it is not worse.
Thank the Lord.
Now, in the hotel yesterday, I overheard you saying to the colonel that you were terrified you would miss the train. Can you tell me what you meant?
It wasn't that at all. I didn't want to be late.
But then to him you said that you wanted to get it all over with, get it behind you. You seemed quite agitated.
I'm afraid you're reading into it. I'm tremendously punctual, that's all.
Pardon, it is my profession. Sometimes I can be too imaginative. Now, I take it you and the colonel are close?
We only met a few days ago, and I suppose we rather hit it off.
Have you ever been to America?
No, I've never been to the States.
Then what is it that brought you to Istanbul?
I lived with the family for about a year. I'm a governess.
And where were you last night? Between midnight and 2 o'clock.
I was in my room with Miss Olsen. We chatted until quite late. You see, she talks quite a bit, especially when she's anxious, and I may have dozed off for a few minutes. May I go?
Oh, yes, you may. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. There is one last thing. Would you please sign your name?
All right. It's a good thing I'm left-handed. I'd have trouble signing with my right at the moment.
Please get some rest. And on behalf of the company, I have a bottle of champagne sent straight to your room.
Thank you so much.
And if there is anything I can do to help you, please let me know. Goodbye. Goodbye. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine if she had died? Thank goodness she is such a lovely young woman.
She is more than lovely. She is a complete liar.
Miss Debenham.
She claims that she and the colonel have just met when they are clearly in time. She said to him yesterday that she was terrified she would miss the train, and she wanted to get it all over with, get it behind her. And now she pretends these words mean nothing.
But she was shot.
In the arm.
It could have killed her.
I wonder.
About what? Ooh la la. You do not suspect her of Cassetti's murder.
It is not impossible.
But it is impossible. She is cool. She is methodical. She will not stab a man to death. She would sue him in court.
Oh, you are wrong, my friend, if you think that this crime is sudden and passionate. No, this is a long-headed crime, mon ami. I would stake my career on it. Look at this.
The sleeve of her blouse. So what?
There is a gunpowder burn. Huh? What's that?
Which means?
That the gun was very close to the sleeve when it went off.
So what? The man was 2 feet away.
Exactly, monsieur, but I have finished the search.
And
There's nothing. There is no sign of an intruder anywhere. If you like, I can show you.
No, that would be quite all right. Will you now be so kind as to please remove your jacket? Excellent. I see that all of your buttons are intact, and moreover, the thread on each button is old, so nothing was sewn on recently.
That is correct, but may I ask?
Miss Hubbard found this button in her room this morning.
It is not mine, monsieur.
Yes, I see. But it matches yours exactly.
It does.
Could there be anyone else on this train wearing a jacket like yours? Is there a second conductor, or another attendant like yourself?
Oh, wait, there is one in second class. A ticket taker I have known for years.
And is he large or small?
Quite large. I'm afraid. Shall I ask him to see you?
No, that will be quite all right. And are there any... Who else is here on this coach besides the ones on here?
Well, there is hardly anyone at the moment. It is the off-season. There is a mother and child in the Belgrade carriage, and that is all.
Could there be anyone else wearing a jacket like yours?
No, monsieur, there is no such thing. I had to earn this uniform through many years of service. However...
Oui?
Well, frankly, I'm not sure I trust her words, but Miss Olsen tells me that last night she saw what she calls a second conductor on the train.
A second? Miss Olsen?
She told me this morning.
She did not tell us this morning.
She says that he was wearing a uniform like mine, and when she spoke to him, he did not respond. In fact...
What? Tell me quickly.
The princess tells me that she also saw this man last night.
Oh la la! Oh la la!
What is it?
This is exactly the kind of clue I have been looking for. Michelle, come with me. I shall need your help. Monsieur Book, stay right here. We will be right back.
But where are you going?
You will see in a moment. Oh, pardon, madame.
I thought you wanted to question me.
I do. Just right where you are.
Well, that was exciting. As if we needed any more excitement around here. Now listen, I want my passport back. What if there was another shooting? We had to make a run for it. Can you imagine me wandering through Yugoslavia without a passport? If they'd shoot me on sight and ask questions later. Who are you? Well, I'm Mrs. Hubbard from the Minneapolis Golf and Racquet Brand. And no more mahjong.
You have been extremely patient with us. And believe me, I am grateful. If there is anything I can do to thank you, I am at your service.
You know, you remind me of one of my husbands.
Which one?
The next one.
No, you better take it, please. Put it back. It is my suitcase.
He must have a reason.
I have an excellent reason.
Please stop.
Monsieur Poirot, really?
Miss Orson, you must permit me to take a look inside your suitcase.
But they are my private things. It has my undergarments.
Monsieur Poirot.
Miss Orson, I promise we will look at nothing that will embarrass you. Oh, wait, I have an idea. Princess, would you be so kind as to please assist me?
I suppose.
Excellent. Now, Miss Orson, Michelle tells me that you saw a second conductor. Is that true?
Yeah,
And what did he look like?
he was small. Like a woman.
That is correct. I saw him as well.
Excellent. That means that virtually everyone on this train, but myself and Monsieur Bouc, have seen this second conductor. So, where has he gone? If he was in uniform, we could spot him quickly, but we have not. So this has led me to conclude that he must have placed his uniform inside the luggage of one of the passengers.
But I choose me. There are other suitcases. Try the other ones first.
Princess, would you be so kind to lift the lid of the suitcase and tell us what you see inside? It is the uniform.
I have never seen it. I have heard no one ever.
No,
I would not do such a thing. I am not a murderer.
No, mademoiselle, I am not accusing you. You have done nothing wrong.
I did nothing wrong.
Now, Monsieur Bouc, please inspect the jacket and tell us if you see all the buttons intact.
No, there was one missing.
And there you go. Are we surprised at this?
Wait, is there something else I can? Ooh la la, mon Dieu. It is a pass key for the doors on the train.
And that would explain how I got into my room.
No, mademoiselle. Just tell me, when was the last time you looked inside your luggage?
It was just yesterday, after we boarded.
So someone could have placed it inside your luggage this morning after you left your room?
I have no idea. I have never seen it before.
Monsieur Poirot, I must insist that you stop bullying poor Miss Olsen in this manner. She is simply not up to it like the rest of us.
You are right. Please forgive me. Would you now be so kind as to take Miss Olsen back to the room and take Miss Hubbard with you if you do not mind? I must speak to the Countess.
Of course we mind. Every time things get juicy, you throw us out again.
Would you please stop gossip mongering?
Me? Oh, you've got your mouth open so much I can count your teeth.
What a pleasure to learn you know how to count, bird brain.
If I'm a bird brain, then you're a communist.
I am not a communist, I am in exile.
From your husband, I'll bet. You couldn't wait to get rid of you.
And who's the one with all the divorces?
My husbands were unfaithful.
And Lucy prizes
Ladies, please, we are all a little worked up at the
You know,
same time.
I have...
Please, this way.
Thank you.
You seem troubled. I am getting more and more concerned.
That another crime will occur?
No. That I will solve this one. Countess, what is your maiden name?
Goldenberg, as you see in the passport.
Ah, yes, but now you go by Adreni?
My husband's name.
Ah, yes. The Countess Adreni. And I see that your first name is Elena.
That is correct. I'm a suspect?
I am just asking questions. That is my job.
I thought we were friends.
That is my greatest wish. But please, indulge me. This morning I finished examining your passports, and I saw that there was a gray spot right before the beginning of your name, Eleanor. And I thought that this gray spot could hide another letter, such as H. And that would make your name Helena, which is used in Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream.
That is true.
It is the kind of name an actress might choose for her daughter.
I suppose.
An actress such as Linda Arden, Daisy Armstrong's grandmother?
If you say so.
And the word Arden itself is surely a stage name. Arden was Shakespeare's mother's maiden name and used to entitle the forest in Shakespeare's play As You Like It. You know your Shakespeare well. For a Hungarian.
I have studied Shakespeare since I was a child.
Yes, I know. I believe your mother, Linda Arden, taught it to you. And that would make you the aunt of Daisy Armstrong. The aunt who went to graduate school and got her medical degree. Then moved to Europe and got married.
I do not know this woman, but I would imagine she still suffers from the loss of her niece and sister.
My dear, there is no use in denying it. The moment this train gets underway again, a simple telegram will get me a photo of Daisy's aunt, and it will be all over.
But I didn't kill him! I should have, but I didn't. I didn't even know who he was until you discovered it. But when you did, I realized that if you knew that I was Daisy's aunt, you'd think that I killed him. Because he was a blackmailer and a swine and the murderer of a darling, sweet, innocent child who deserved to live. It's the truth. I swear to God. But I'll tell you this. If I had known who he was, that he was Bruno Cassetti, the man who stole 2 of the people that I love most in this world, I would have pushed that dagger through his chest myself. And believe me, no other wounds would have been necessary.
Hello, can you hear me? I am calling Zagreb Station. Can you hear me, Zagreb? This is Constantine Book of the Orient Express.
We are hearing you, Monsieur Book. You are loud and clear.
We remain in the Strode of the Nizhensky Pass. Where are you?
We have been delayed, Monsieur, but should reach you presently. How are conditions?
We are losing heating lights. Provisions are low, the passengers are angry, and we have a dead man rotting in compartment 2. What are things with you?
know what the hell's going on.
He sent me a note to meet him here.
He wrote me the same thing.
I find this ridiculous.
So, where's that little Frenchman hiding? Is he being mysterious again?
He sent me a note to join him here.
I have received one also.
Well, he's obviously up to something. That little weasel.
Pardon, I have kept you waiting and I apologize. I had to get my, how do you say, ducks in a row.
Ducks. What ducks?
It is an expression, Greta. You drive me crazy.
Oh! Will you all please be seated? I have an announcement to make. Ladies and gentlemen, I have brought you all here today in order to reveal to you the killer of Monsieur Samuel Ratchet, also known as Bruno Cassetti.
You're kidding.
No, I don't believe it.
You know who did it?
Yes, I believe I do. But I first must finish interrogating the last of your fellow passengers. One who has not yet answered any of my questions. Colonel Arbuthnot.
Me?
James.
Do you have a problem answering my questions, Colonel?
No, of course not.
Excellent. Now, in the course of your service to your country, did you ever meet an officer named Charles Armstrong?
No.
Have you ever heard of him?
Yes. We served in the same theater of action, but we never met.
And do you know of the Daisy Armstrong kidnapping?
Of course. She was murdered by some brute who's out for money.
And were you aware that Charles Armstrong was Daisy's father?
No.
Or that he took his own life after the tragedy?
Oh God, I'm sorry to hear it.
In Istanbul yesterday, I overheard you saying to Miss Debenham that you wished she was out of all of this. What did you mean by that, Colonel?
I don't know.
Because then she said she wanted to get it all over with. Get it behind her. Get what behind her?
I can't imagine.
Are you aware that you are obstructing justice?
I'm aware of no such thing.
No, you're not, Mademoiselle. Can you tell me what you meant?
I told you already. I wanted to get the trick behind me.
I said you lied!
Now listen here!
Sit down, Colonel. I am still speaking. Now tell me, you wanted to get her out of what? She wanted to get what behind her?
I'm married, all right! I'm in the process of getting a divorce, which I deserve because my wife is seeing another man. But I'll lose my case in court if it is known that I'm seeing another woman socially. Once the divorce is behind us, we can stop hiding. Which is why we've been trying to keep things private, no thanks to you.
Well, you have been doing a very poor job of it, I am afraid.
Well, some of us have emotions, Poirot. I'm sure you'd sacrifice your mother for that one of your damn solutions, and I don't think you know what the hell you're doing.
I know exactly what I am doing, Colonel. I am investigating the murder of Bruno Cassetti.
Well, he deserved to die.
Then you admit you know him? Huh?
Well, yes. They told me.
Oh. But you did not know him before they told you? Charles Armstrong was not your friend in the war. You did not save lives together as you fought of the Indian army. You did not pledge friendship and fidelity with the man during your trial by fire. And now, you do not give him the respect he deserves for all the tragedy and loss he had to endure before he took his own life.
Shut up! Shut up, you copy nitty! What you know about tragedy, huh? What you know about loyalty?
You have been telling me lies, Colonel. Everyone on this train has been telling me lie after lie. But make no mistake, Colonel. I know exactly who killed Bruno Cassetti, and I know precisely how it was accomplished.
We're listening.
The facts of the case could not be more simple. At 5 o'clock last evening, this train left Istanbul for Calais with stops in between. Then at approximately 12:30 last night, the train was stopped due to a slow train. Then at 10 o'clock this morning, Mr. Cassetti was found dead, murdered in his compartment with 8 stabbings to the chest. These are the facts. C'est tout, c'est fini. Now, with these facts, 2 solutions are permitted. Under the first solution, a man boarded the train at Sofia and brought with him a wagon-lit uniform, at which later time he put on. Then, using the pass key, he entered Mr. Cassetti's compartment, stabbed the man 8 times in the chest, and left through Miss Hubbard's compartment door.
That's what I've been telling you.
Here, here.
My friend, you solved the case.
Oh, I would not get too excited. He's not finished yet, have you, monsieur?
Yes, I have not. Because 2 unexpected events made the first solution impossible. The first unexpected event was the snow, which forced the train to stop. This meant that our killer had a very big problem. Where could he go? He could not get off at the next station because there was no next station to get off at. So this meant that unless our killer could fly, he must still be on this train. He must be one of you.
You said there were 2 unexpected events. We just can't wait to hear the other one.
The second unexpected event was the discovery of the fragment of the letters that said, "Remember little Daisy Armstrong." Thanks to this fragment, we know that the killer of Mr. Cassetti was not some random enemy of his, no. It was someone who came to avenge the death of a 5-year-old child. Am I being fair about this, Miss Stanley?
I suppose so.
Excellent. Now, little by little, the second solution took root and blossomed all into its terrible ruthlessness. presented itself to me within an hour of my arrival at Istanbul, when I learned that there was not a single first-class ticket left on the Orient Express.
Attends, it was my train, and it is never sold out at this time of year. That is ridiculous.
It was ridiculous. Why was this train so suddenly full? Huh? But thanks to Monsieur Duke, I had my berths on the train, and it was there at the station that I met in an astonishing company of actors.
Monsieur Pablo, I look forward to hearing of your wonderful adventures.
Princess Dragomirov, lovely to see you.
I have agreed to pay her way if she will assist me as I travel to Paris.
I am not married, except to God Almighty who lives in heaven.
Hungarian, French, Russian, Swedish. What were all these people doing on this train? Something was amiss. It was like looking at a painting by Pablo Picasso. There was an eye above an ear behind the nose. Nothing was right. Take, for instance, last night in the compartment.
Help! Someone come quickly, help!
Mrs. Hubbard, what is it?
There was a man in my room. He ran off, I'm sure of it.
Which way did he go?
That way. Just this second.
But, madame, that is where I am coming from, and I saw no one. How is this possible?
How should I know?
As for the murder itself, a businessman dies in a locked room in a torrent of almost unspeakable violence. Oh, dear God! Dear God, it is awful! It is awful!
Do you see his chest?
It is horrible.
I cannot believe it.
And when it was time to inspect the body, the Countess and I found not one, not two, but 8 stab wounds to the chest.
Perhaps they might changed hands during the stabbing.
Or there were 2 assailants, one right-handed and one left-handed.
One strong, one weak.
And then I was offered a feast of clues, the guns, the windows, the wine, until one clue of real importance presented itself to me. The broken watch.
It is not at 1:15.
Ha! At last! It is a time of death.
But for me, it was not that the time that the watch told that was important. No, it was the place that it was found. In Mr. Cassetti's pajama pocket. That is a rather odd place to keep a watch, don't you think? Do you sleep with your watch in your pajamas? Do you? Or you? No! Of course you don't! It would be uncomfortable. So, this leads me to think that the watch was deliberately placed in Mr. Cassetti's pocket, leading me to think that his time of death was 1:15, when every single person on this train had an alibi, when in fact, Mr. Cassetti did not die until after 2 o'clock, when absolutely no one on this train has an alibi.
You know, I really don't think we need to be subjected to a performance.
Sit down! Miss Hubbard. As for who actually killed Mr. Cassetti, the second rare clue was found beside his bed. There's a handkerchief with the letter H embroidered in it, which I now return to its rightful owner. Miss Natalia Dragomir.
But my name begins with an N, monsieur.
Yes, but in the Cyrillic alphabet in Russian, the letter H looks like the letter N in English, no?
Thank you, I must have dropped it.
Now, for the most puzzling clue of the entire case. As some of you will recall, I was in the dining room with Miss Heather and Colonel Arbuthnot when all of a sudden we heard a scream and gunshot. But this was no ordinary scream and gunshot, no! This was a fabrication so fantastic and elaborate that even I, for a moment, was confused.
Oh my God, it's her. What happened, Jerry?
But you see, the moment I saw Miss Debenham on the floor, I knew it was a performance, a show. Why would I find gunpowder on her sleeve? And moreover, how could a man only 2 feet away merely graze her arm? That is because Miss Debenham shot the bullet herself, dropped the gun, and fell to the floor.
Oh, nonsense!
I'd have to be crazy.
Exactly crazy! Or totally committed to your course of action, huh? There are 4 people on this train that were close friends and family of the Armstrong household. Do you not find this incredible?
My father brought the case against that son of a bitch!
Daisy's grandmother is my dearest friend.
He deserved to die.
I would imagine she still suffers from the loss of her niece.
And if there were 4, could there be 6 or 8? Could Miss Debenham not have been young Miss Daisy's governess during her kidnapping?
I lived with the family for about a year. I'm a governess.
And could Miss Greta Orson, who has been a baby nurse for years, work with the Armstrongs in Long Island, New York?
I am a missionary. I work in Africa with little babies.
And as for Michelle, it struck me from the beginning that such a scheme could not be possible without someone on the inside. Someone such as a conductor who could come and go as he pleases. And then I remembered the maid Suzanne. She was also from Paris, like Michelle, and I wondered if this poor girl who took her own life could not have been Michelle's daughter who went to work in America. No. For the last of our fellow passengers, Miss Hubbard, she has given us the finest performance of the evening. No, it is clear that she is an actress by trade. The great Linda Arden has dazzled so many audiences in her distinguished career.
Come on in here, Alexander's ragtime band.
I salute you, and I assume that you was the mastermind behind the entire scheme.
Is this true?
wanted to be a director.
And so, in the end, there were 8 stabbers to Mr. Cassetti's body. Some strong, some weak, some left-handed, and some right. You planned it together, and you murdered together. There were 8 killers, and in the name of justice, you played God together.
For that little girl.
For my daughter, you pig!
Oh, for Charles!
For Daisy. For little Daisy.
For my father!
For my darling Daisy. My grandchild!
And now, my friends, what am I to do? It shall not be long before the Yugoslavian police arrive, at which such time I must tell them the truth.
You mean the truth, of course. About the second conductor. Anything else would be a complete injustice.
On the contrary, under the law, if you commit a murder, you must pay the price.
But it was Casey who murdered that little girl.
And does that give you a right to kill him?
Of course it did. He had murdered 5 people for some ransom money. And he'd done it before, and he'd done it again. And now, it is time for you to walk away and leave us alone.
No! No, it is not that time! I have never in my life turned my back on the law. Do you not understand this, Colonel? It is 1934. Europe is changing.
a monster. Monsieur Poirot, you know he was.
I cannot just... May a humble actress speak her piece?
Please do, my dear.
Monsieur Poirot, we are in your hands and we acknowledge it. But would you really have preferred it if Bruno Cassetti had gotten away scot-free? Would that be the kind of justice you are after? Look at it this way. You have a complete solution staring you in the face. You have the button. You have the uniform. You have 3 reliable witnesses who all saw a man in the corridor. And surely you're not calling all of us liars. Because if you did that, there would be months of trials. Lives would be ruined even more than they already have been. And a great many people would be forced to relive the most terrible moment in all of their lives. More terrible than any human being should ever have to experience. Is that what you want? Examine your heart and tell us what you want. You put me to the test, madame. I am greatly troubled. Monsieur Bouc, you are the conductor of this wagonette. What do you say?
In my opinion, the first solution put forward is entirely correct. We had a thin intruder disguised as a train conductor. And I believe that is the solution we should offer the police.
My friends, may you go with God, and may He give you the strength you need to get on with your lives.
Monsieur Poirot. He's gone.
Gone where?
Monsieur Poirot, monsieur.
And so, the case was over at last. And I have since learned that Greta Olsen did get to Africa for the first time, as it turns out. And she did walk with the babies and save many lives. Colonel Arbuthnot and Miss Debenham got married in a quiet ceremony in St. James Square. Mr. McLean returned to his business, and Michelle to his trains. And the princess left us for the great north. The countess, alas, returned to her husband. And Monsieur Duke and I have remained good friends. And Miss Hubbard, the great Linda Arden, has returned to the stage and is now starring in a musical entitled No No Nanette, where I'm told she brings audiences to their feet. Now, I beg of you to believe me when I say I wish all of them well, and I hope they prosper to the end of their days. When it is dark, and I am all alone, I find myself asking if this was justice. If I did the right thing. And on such nights, it is not until morning that I can close